What are your concerns regarding your posture when you're working at your desk?
Well, I find that I tend to lean forward when I'm looking at my computer, and my neck is really starting to bother me. Like I'll be sitting up straight like this, and then all of a sudden I'm like this working at my computer. I have to.
So as we can see, this chair is slightly reclined back, which can be okay in certain ergonomic positions, but for this concern, we are going to switch to this chair, which has a straighter back. As we can see, her back is much better supported, which will then lead to less pain in her neck. So I've been observing my mom, and this is how she has typically been working. And there are a couple suggestions that I would like to give her to lessen that pain that she's been experiencing. One suggestion, we need to work on her wrist placement and her elbow placement. Our initial switching of the chairs is definitely an aid to her in this process, but we're gonna see if we can find a couple more common household objects that will be able to help her with this. So we have switched the chair, but we still see that her wrists are pretty bent. So Mom, if you could just scooch your computer back like that, and then try to type. Better, but we do want to try to elevate her in her seat a little bit. So luckily she has this handy dandy seat cushion, and if that's not available, you can use any type of pillow that is available in your house. She sticks it on her chair, she sits back down, she comes right in, and posture is immediately better. With her arms, her wrists won't be under so much stress, her elbows are at a more comfortable position, and she is up higher, which will increase her productivity. After talking with my mom, we realized that a lot of her pain in both her hips and her neck can stem from her sitting at her computer for hours on end and working, because she doesn't really get up and take breaks. So we're gonna teach her the 20-20-20 method that I learned from Boston University. All right, so every 20 minutes of working, you should take 20 minutes off of working. In the first 20 minutes working, since your computer is pretty close up, you should spend that next 20 minutes of break looking at something that's about 20 feet away. So this could be if we back you up in your chair and you want to watch your TV for a little bit, a little less than 20 feet right now, but we could easily back the chair up and watch some TV for a bit, because that will put less strain on the eye muscles and overall keep you less tired. There are other sources that say that a quick break, such as a couple paces around the room, can also help, but this is something that will be specific to each client, and whatever works the best for you as you are working at home. You can try both and see what you like better. When observing my mom working, I also noticed that she tends to work with her feet crossed and pulled in under her chair. So this could also be affecting her hips. So what we're going to do is, Mom, could you sit at your desk in your normal working position? And all we're gonna do is have you put those legs out and try to have your knees at a 90-degree angle with your feet touching the ground, legs hip width apart. And this simple little switch should help with some of that hip pain. A last area that my mom has been struggling with is when she has to do her handwritten reports. She reports that not only does her neck end up hurting from looking down so much as she's writing, but it's also straining her eyes and making her tired. So we are going to make a little elevation board out of simple household objects that can easily be recreated in any home. All we need is a 3-inch binder, a clipboard, and some type of non-slip material. We're going to be using Velcro, but if you don't have Velcro, you can use something else, such as shelf liner. This is what it looks like before we use our slant board. You can see that she has more of that kyphotic position in her spine. She's very leaned over. And now all we have to do is clip the paper into the clipboard and grab the utensil. And now we can see that her posture is much better as she is able to write her reports. Her neck is not as strained and neither is her back. And this will overall promote better posture as she is working at her desk.